Good morning. Welcome back to Pastor's Morning Walk. It's another beautiful morning here in North Carolina. I love to see the colors from the sunrise. The Lord was so good to us yesterday in our opening day of Salem Creek Academy. The children were excited. I had one boy at the end of the school day say, "I really want to do more homework." That was great. I assured him that we would supply him well in the days to come. The Lord gave a good spirit among the parents and the students. He blessed our chapel. You'll see that we're broadcasting chapel messages on this same YouTube channel that I put these videos on, as well as on X and Facebook. And we will be publishing them in edited formats, just like the church sermons. So as I mentioned, preached yesterday on the first catechism question about the chief end of man from Romans 11:36. And now the text and the catechism are on flashcards in little boxes the boys are using for their spaced repetition system. I really look forward to working with them on their memory work, store these excellent truths in their minds. I recommend that for adults too, as I said yesterday. But then today, I'll preach on Proverbs 1:7. At the beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. It was also a theme of a previous pastor's morning walk. Looking forward to next week's Wednesday sermon. We'll move on to Proverbs chapter 3. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not upon thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. There's a reason that this text is so beloved, because it summarizes so well the very basic duty of the Christian life, which is to trust in the Lord, to rest upon him, to put all confidence for this life and the next upon him. I'm reminded of the text I mentioned not long ago, Psalm 73. Whom have I in heaven but thee? And there is none upon earth that I desire beside thee. My flesh and my heart faileth, but God is the strength of my heart, and my portion forever. I read this morning in my personal reading in Psalm 79 and 80, and whereas 79 is crying out under persecution, 80 is crying out for reformation. In a church my family was in previously, Psalm 80 was a favorite psalm to sing, and they sang it to this plaintive tune called Morven. It's very fitting. And the returning theme of the psalm, it's repeated a few times, is asking God to turn his face toward us, and we shall be saved. And it complains that the church in that day, chiefly in Israel, was like a vine that had been planted by God and had flourished, and yet, in the psalmist's present experience, it had been ravaged by wild animals. It had been burnt up and cut down. I trust all sensitive Christians today would agree with me that's a psalm for our day, because that is the state of the church today. Israel thought this concerning their church. Should not Americans think this concerning their own? God did an amazing work here in our nation, bringing Christians to our shores. Think of the Pilgrims on the Mayflower, resolving to establish their colony for the glory of God and advancement of the Christian faith. Think of their children today in New England, who are proverbial for godlessness now. The church in our country is in a terrible state. And we need to be crying out for reformation. And what we need truly is for God to make his face shine. And then we'll be saved. There's an appeal to the Son of Man in that psalm. And it's clear, even from the Old Testament, the church has always been crying out to God for Christ's sake. And this needs to be our cry as well. That for Christ's sake, he would deliver us from all of our sins. He would rescue us from all of our inconsistencies. That he would stir us up in all our lukewarmness. That he would especially work in the ministers of Christ, so many of whom, ministers by profession, are in fact dumb dogs, Isaiah 56. They're not barking, though the master's enemies are attacking his heritage mercilessly. Pray this way. Pray for reformation in the church. Follow Ezra and be on your knees confessing the sins of the American church and begging God to come and to deliver us from them. We're thankful for the little reviving that he's done here in our midst, in our church. It truly has been a blessing. But we want much more. We want much more for ourselves. We want much more for our country. And from here we want much more to the ends of the earth. Pray for reformation and for revival. May the Lord bless you today.